Good morning. Happy Thursday. Your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, third morning of school. I had something going on this morning, so I thought I would just record the lesson for the morning and I'll see you at 10 o'clock. So this morning, we are going to work on a language arts lesson together and walk our way through it. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. Okay, let's get to Canvas, and here we are on our home screen. Now, of course, we start the day by opening up the calendar and looking at Thursday's agenda and what we have going, which if you're already watching this video, you found the link to the video right here. So here we go. Now we're going to go back to our subjects and we're going to go to 5th grade language arts and open it up. And our assignment today was to do lesson 1.02, but to skip some of the writing pages. Remember, we're not doing the writing that's in Florida Virtual. We're going to do our own writing. So again, you should have already slowly gone through and looked at getting started, things to know, navigation, lessons and assignments, pace. And we're in story structure. And we finished our pretest. Yesterday, we went through the mystery of Myrtle Beach. And we're on to lesson 1.02. Here's the lesson, remember. And whenever you have these two things with the same title, the first one is the lesson, and the second one is the assignment or quiz. So we had a quiz yesterday, we had a quiz on Tuesday, but today we actually have an assignment. And I don't even know if you can see it because I have it unpublished because I don't want you to do this assignment. But we're going to click into the lesson, and it opens up. And you can see that there are 8 pages in this lesson. Here are all my tools across the top. And I've got the lesson. And I'm going to start reading through it. Hit the road. You're about to set off on your road trip with Carolina around the United States. Carolina loves the beach and the ocean, so you're heading south along the coast first. To pass the time, try these tongue twisters. How fast can you say them? And you should actually try this right now. Nobody's watching. In the Atlantic, angelfish and anglerfish abound. Curious catfish clamber for the chance to catch a clam. Ollie the octopus eats oily oatmeal in the ocean. Great job. Now try using some different voices. Can you say the twisters in an angry voice, a creepy voice, and an optimistically happy voice? Ooh, I think I'll try a creepy voice. Ollie the octopus eats oily oatmeal in the ocean. Now I'll try an optimistically happy voice. In the Atlantic, angelfish and anglerfish abound. Now it's your turn. What can I learn in this lesson? So here's just kind of telling you what your goals are. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to demonstrate cursive writing skills, which I really need practice with because my cursive is terrible. Use quotes accurately to support explicit information and explain inferences from the text. And write an informative paragraph using evidence from the text. Remember, we're not focusing too much on the writing. Then I go to the top and I go to the next page. Word wisdom, cursive curves. Cursive writing is a style of writing that uses a flowing, rounded script. Cursive writing is used for a variety of purposes. You need to be able to read it because many important documents, including historical artifacts and formal invitations, are written in cursive. You also need to be able to write in cursive to sign your name on official documents. When I got my job in the aquarium, I had to sign my name on the work contract. I also needed to read my new boss's note, which was also written in cursive. Being able to read and write in cursive is an important skill to have. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, I can't read cursive, but it's really not that hard. It's pretty similar to print, but if you just took and connected all the letters together. The cursive writing anchor chart will help you with the formation of both uppercase and lowercase letters. Print this chart now and put it into the resource section of your writing binder. Now, when your parents pick up our hard copies of the papers, you'll probably get this. But whenever you have this print icon, it means you can open it and you can print it from this page. And here's your cursive anchor writing chart. So you might want to have this. If we were at school, I would have it on your desk. It's a real good idea to go ahead and print it so that you do have it on your desk. It opened in a new tab, so I just have to go back to my other tab. And you saw how I moved it down so that this isn't in the way. Another thing is if you ever can't find a resource, up here at the top, if you go to your little filing cabinet, It's got all the resources from the unit. So it should have that. It has the worksheets and the videos. So here's module 1 that we're in. And you can see text-based response exemplar. So these are examples of good writing, graphic organizer. They've got all of this. They do not have the one that I told you they had though. So that's too bad. But oh well, it's the way it goes. Take a closer look at the letters C, O, and A. Watch how both the uppercase and lowercase letters are made. Follow the strokes with your finger. So you can take your finger and just trace it along like I'm doing. If you click, it goes to the O. So when you have these arrows at the bottom, you can see this says there's 3 pages. I haven't clicked the 3rd one yet. And there's the A, starting at the top, going up, and then down again. Most letters connect to other letters at the bottom of their strokes. However, the lowercase o connects to the other letters at the top. Try writing these letters with the cursive writing practice printable. So active C's, O's, and A's. Again, this will be something that you can print, or you can just practice on paper. It says practice connecting your letters by rewriting the words and the sentence in cursive on the lines provided. So you're supposed to write Candace here. See, I could put on my annotation, but I don't think I'm going to. Let me see if it lets me. Here we go. We'll see how I do. It's hard to write with this tool. I don't recommend you use the online tool. I recommend you use a real pencil because you see how sloppy this comes out. Ooh, I did it. Okay, I'm going to turn my annotation off. Again, when I'm done with this page and I've practiced, I'm going to go back to the lesson. These lessons can take a really long time. So you're going to have to choose how much time you spend on anything. We're just on the very first page. Oh, and my annotation needs to be erased now, doesn't it? No, I don't have that. Oh, here's the eraser. Sorry. There it goes. Okay, back to the mouse. There we go. So we finished that page. And again, we are going to use the top to go to the next page of the lesson. You can also go directly to any page in the lesson by clicking this top bar, and it will open up to all the pages if you want to look for it. Remember, we're skipping pages 6, 7, and 8, I think, today. Reading corner, creepy or cute? As you continue down the coast, Carolina reads a book about different animals. She shows you a picture of one of the animals and asks, is it cute or is it creepy? Are crocodiles dangerous to people? They sure have a lot of teeth. I think they could have a fierce bite. Crocodiles are creepy. What do you think? And what Caroline is doing right now is coming to a conclusion. To come to the conclusion that a crocodile is creepy, Carolina asked a question about the animal and made inferences. You're going to need to learn that word inference based on clues in the picture. It's your turn to do the same with these creatures. What do you think? Are they cute or are they creepy? And I disagree with Carolina. I think he's very cute, but I wouldn't want to cuddle him. Here's a capybara. Cute or creepy? And what do you base your evidence on? Now you can see that I could just keep going, but if I look over here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages here. So I need to make sure to either choose one of these. I'm going to say cute. Why do you think this? What evidence do you have? And then I'm going to click to the next page. I think that's a anteater. He's kind of cute too, although I don't know how he snorts up all the ants. I think he's cute because he has those long ears and he has that funny nose. It looks kind of like a little elephant trunk. Ooh, cute or creepy? I think everyone's going to think this little Arctic fox is cute because he's so fuzzy and white and beautiful, but you need to use your own evidence. Cute or creepy? And what evidence do you have? And finally, cute or creepy, a little possum. Are only marsupial in the United States. Marsupials have pouches that their babies grow up in. Good readers ask questions and make inferences to come to conclusions about different story elements. For example, you might look for clues to help you answer questions like, is the character angry or frustrated? Is the setting mysterious or dangerous? Is what just happened a positive or negative turn of events? So what I'm modeling for you right now is the way I'd like you to read through these lessons. I want you to take the time to really read them and answer the things that they ask. Readers look at evidence from the text to find a clearly stated answer, or they look for evidence that can help them make an inference. If you need a refresher on making inferences, watch this video. And you can watch the video, or you can see the text version and read the video. Okay, to keep this video a little bit shorter, I would like you to go back and read this later, but or watch the video later. But right now I'm going to move on to the next page. What can you infer? Get out your detective hat. You're about to read another Carolina Crew mystery. So the way these modules work, a lot of the stories are related, and you're going to read a lot about the same character. As you read about Carolina's latest adventure, you'll ask and answer questions. Some answers are explicitly stated in the text. That means it says exactly what the answer is. And some you need to make an inference or an educated guess to answer. What I see or read plus what I know equals an inference. Copy this table into your interactive notebook to help you record your thinking. The mystery of the creepy creature. So I'm getting my pen so I can take down some notes about my thinking, what I read, what I know, my inference. Carolina and her friend Emma met early each morning to go for a run along the beach. That sounds like they're pretty athletic because they go for a run every morning. So I'm going to infer that they're athletic girls. They hadn't been able to convince their other friend, Debbie, to join them yet, but Emma was still working on her. Oh, so if they have to convince her to join them, then I'm going to infer that Debbie is not so into running. They met at a designated spot a short distance from the pier and started jogging together on the path. Carolina was comfortable enough to chat without feeling out of breath. See, again, more evidence that she's in very good shape. Emma could probably have sprinted the full distance and still kept up a conversation. Really good shape. The sun hadn't been up long. I'm going to infer that means it's not too hot. It was gently spreading its warm rays over the beach. Both girls gazed out to sea as they kept each other company. Answer these questions about the beginning of the mystery of the creepy creatures. Use the text selector tool in the interactive toolbox to double underline your answers or evidence that supports your answers. If you need to make an inference, record the text evidence, what you read, your thinking, and your inference in the table in your interactive notebook. When and where do Carolina meet for their run? Now, whenever the assignments tell you to do things like this is not an actual assignment that I'm going to look at and grade, but it's something to help you learn. Taking notes while you read is an excellent thing to do. I take notes in all my books. You're going to see Post-it notes everywhere sticking out of my books, things that I need to remember. So when and where do Carolina meet for their run? I think the text explicitly stated that. So if I were going to find that answer, I would look back in the text and find it along the beach, I guess. They met at a designated spot a short distance from the pier. So I would have to take the time to go back in the text and find that answer. What kind of a runner is Emma? She's a super strong runner. She can sprint and still keep up a conversation. Here are some answers. It gives you the evidence. So again, this helps walk you through it. It's kind of like this program is your teacher, and you just have to make sure that you're taking the time to learn the things that it has to teach you. Now we're on page 5, the mystery of the creepy creatures. Join the Carolina crew on their next mysterious adventure. As you read, you'll see questions in the text. Answer these as you go. If the answer to the question is stated directly in the text, use the text selector tool in the interactive toolbox to double underline the answer. If the answer is not directly stated, then underline any helpful evidence and use the inference chart in your interactive notebook to record your thinking. Okay, so here we go. The mystery of the creepy creatures. Written by Aiko Muram, illustrated by Jed Cruz. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages long. If I just keep going, I've missed the whole story and I don't even know what they're talking about. So I've got to read the story. Chapter 1, Running into Trouble. Carolina and her friend Emma met early each morning to go for a run along the beach. They hadn't been able to convince their other friend Debbie to join them yet, but Emma was still working on her. So here they said, which sentence in the text tells you how Debbie feels about running on the beach? So here you're going to use your interactive tool. So I'm going up to my toolkit, text selector. I'm going to get my underline tool. And I think it's the part where they said they hadn't been able, underline tool. Let's make sure, let's just get a pen. They hadn't been able to convince, underline, there we go. We had to highlight it first. Their other friend Debbie to join them yet, but Emma was still working on her. That shows me that she did not want to go. They met at a designated spot a short distance from the pier and started jogging together on the path. Carolina was comfortable enough to chat without feeling out of breath. Emma could probably have sprinted the full distance and still kept up the conversation. Sun hadn't been long. It was gently spreading its warm rays. Now you might be thinking, oh, I already read this. I don't need to read the story, but now it keeps going. Both girls gazed out at the calm sea and watched the seabirds soar. Ah, what happened? Here we go. After a while, Carolina said to her friend, is it just me or are there little black blobs on the beach? It looks like some of them are moving. Emma agreed that she could see them too. So the girls decided to wander down the beach to have a closer look. Upon inspection, it wasn't blobs on the beach they were looking at, but actually different kinds of sea and animal life. Both girls were devastated. They could see fish, crabs, jellyfish, and birds, all either completely or partially covered with the thick molasses-like liquid. Why do you think the text says the girls were devastated when they saw the animals being covered by the thick molasses-like liquid? So remember the directions were that we were to underline things that help us answer the questions in the text. So again, your text selector is up here in your toolbox. You click it, you go to text selector, you go to the things that you think was helpful. It wasn't blobs, but actually different kinds of sea and animal life. I'm going to underline that, one underline, and they could see fish, crabs covered in a thick molasses-like liquid. I think they were worried about them, don't you? Because they were covered and they were like not able to breathe. The girls were stunned. Carolina spoke first. I don't believe it. Is there really an oil spill on our beach? What is the problem event in the story? So there's usually a problem. Sounds like the problem event is, again, oil spill on the beach. So you're marking up your text as you go each time you come to one of these. And I'm going to leave you to read the rest of the story. Page 3, there's something to answer. Remember, you're watching the pages here. Page 4, you're reading what happens and answering some inferences and text story elements. And the last page, it broke their hearts. What does this paragraph tell you about Emma and Carolina? When you have finished answering all the questions, you go down here. Those poor creatures weren't creepy at all. What else did you learn as you read? Check out with your answers to the quiz. So now we're getting close. Read this passage, slide 1 of 8. Again, it's sort of the same things, but this time there are questions. What does this paragraph tell you about how Carolina and Emma feel about the sea life? Both girls work at the aquarium and like fish. Both girls are fast runners and like running on the beach. Well, that's true, but that doesn't have anything to do about how they feel about sea and animal life. Both girls dislike jellyfish and crabs? I don't think so, because they were worried. Both girls are curious and care about marine life. Oh, I think I like that one. Let's see what they said about it. They didn't say much. Submit. Tremendous work. Your inference skills are increasing. So here it tells you how you did. This is great for your reading comprehension, but it's also really good test practice. So doing these little questions, you're not going to have to turn them in. I don't grade them. You just work your way through the slides, all 8 of them, doing the questions. They won't even let you do it until you answer. And it just helps you practice all of that. When you're done with that quiz, you're going to move on. You can close your tools. And now it says Writer's Workshop. This is the part I told you you could skip. Page 6 and 7 for sure. It's just all about how to write this thing. And instead of doing this, you're going to go back in, and I'll show you in a minute, to your Mod 1 and go to the very end of it to Laws Narrative Writing and make sure you're working on your story. What did I learn? The road trip may have just begun, but your learning is accelerating. In this lesson, you reviewed the need for cursive writing, the letter formation, and the 3 common letters. You also strengthened your inference skills as you read about Carolina. Just tells you what you can do. There's the self-check review, where you can do the questions again. And finally, on page 8, what is my assignment? It's time to show what you know, complete and submit your text-based response graphic organizer. This is all part of the writing, and it's giving you the writing prompt of what they wanted you to write. Again, we are not doing this writing assignment, so you do not have to do this. And when you get to the last page, it tells you that's your assignment, and to do this, next would take you to that assignment, but I have closed that assignment and I don't think it will take you there. You don't have to do that assignment. You're just going to read through the lesson today. All right, I'm stopping my share. And now let me just show you one more time what your writing assignment is. So again, you're going to go into your language arts mod, go into the modules, scroll down, make sure that they're expanded, not collapsed. And you're going to go down to story structure, and you're going to go to the end of it, and you're going to open up narrative writing. And in here, you can watch the live class Zoom lessons I gave you on the first day, because this week we're writing our on-demand writing. You're writing a story, and then you're going to copy and email it to me if you're having trouble using the submit button at the bottom of the lesson. And then over the next few weeks, we'll be watching these lessons together on how to write a story to see if we can improve and make our writing longer and stronger than ever before. And then we'll have a writer's celebration. That's it for our class today. I will see you guys at 10 o'clock.